Hello everybody, Steve from dudehack.com. Today we are going to be talking about whether or not eHarmony is worth it. So maybe you've decided to take the plunge and you've committed to giving online dating a try to find a serious relationship. Just a quick side note guys, if by the end of the video you're still not entirely sure if eHarmony or what dating app is best for you, guys, go on over to dudehack.com and take our free quiz, which will tell you exactly what dating app suits you best. Also, if any point throughout this video you're thinking, you know what, I just want to give eHarmony a try for myself and not actually spend any money to start off with, you can go ahead and access my free trial link that will allow you to get started, complete the questionnaire, and to check it all out without spending any money. But you were here to find out about if eHarmony is worth it, so let's get into it. Now, if you want the quick answer, look, if you are part of the target demographic, then yes, absolutely eHarmony is worth it. I just completed a very deep dive review where I go over absolutely every single little part about eHarmony you would possibly need to know, and at the end of that video I also mentioned that I do think eHarmony is worth it. You can watch that video if you click up above. But of course eHarmony doesn't suit everybody. There definitely is going to be instances where it doesn't suit you. For example, if you are looking for just a hookup or something casual, the time, the effort and the money that you will be spending on eHarmony, it's probably not worth it. The other reason where it may not be worth it, or there will be something better for you, is if you are part of quite a niche dating group, i.e. you are a Christian looking specifically for a Christian. Although eHarmony does have a massive Christian user base. But to explain that further, let's just imagine you're a Muslim and you strictly want to find another Muslim partner. Or you're somebody who your career is of the utmost importance to you and you're a very busy professional. Maybe something like Elite Singles would be better. And by all means, you can get out there and try things yourself and maybe not spend any money and see what that is like. But if you are very serious about finding someone and about finding somebody long term, then eHarmony's scientific approach, their matchmaking algorithm, which has been proven to be highly effective over the last 20 years, is probably a best bet in spending some money to find something serious. But look, you might not even know how much eHarmony costs to really get an idea of whether or not the value is there or not. Well look, right now I'm going to pop up on the screen the current eHarmony costs in the US. These are all shown in USD. Now keep in mind that these prices are subject to change. They do change quite a lot dependent on a few different factors, for example, your location. On top of this, you can decide to pay for any of these different memberships by paying it in one payment, in two payments, three payments, or four. So you can spread it out a little bit to make it a bit more affordable. And just keep in mind that there really is no difference between those three different memberships, really only the amount of time that you are a member and then obviously the cost. So if you are having a look at those costs for possibly even the first time, I can probably take a guess what you're thinking. Damn, that is not cheap. So knowing that eHarmony does cost quite a decent amount of money, the question still remains, is it worth it? Now, as I said earlier, in my opinion, yes, it is still worth it even with those costs. And I could probably stop the video here by asking you just one question. This will be the answer that determines whether or not it is valuable for you or not. My question for you is, if you meet the love of your life, you meet the partner that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, do you think spending that money for maybe, let's just say 1 year worth of membership would be worth it or not? eHarmony has a crazy statistic that around about 70% of people, both men and women, around about that figure, will find their loved one within 1 year of using the site. 1 year, that's crazy. Now, yes, these prices do look very expensive, but one other thing to think about. What I have noticed with that link that I have provided down below is that the majority of the time that somebody does sign up through that link, and completes their questionnaire, their quiz, they are usually offered a discount right afterwards at around about that 50 to 60% off mark. So yes, you might see those prices in the table and think, I could never do that, but keep in mind there is a very good chance that you will receive that discount. Don't hold me to it. The only way for you to check is to go through that link, quickly finish your questionnaire, and see if that discount is available. Another thing to address is eHarmony does constantly offer free communication weekends, which, like the name suggests, is a weekend where you can freely communicate with everybody on eHarmony without spending any money. So essentially it gives you a weekend of being a premium member. Because on eHarmony, unfortunately, you are quite restricted when it does come to freely messaging people if you have not upgraded. Now, the reason I want to bring this up is that even if you are thinking about taking advantage of one of those weekends, I highly suggest that you get started now. The reason being is you go through that link, you finish your questionnaire, which takes quite a bit of time, you fill out your profile, it's ready to go. The next time there is a free communication weekend, eHarmony will send you an email. You will not be wasting half of that weekend setting your profile up. You're ready to go and you can get matching and get messaging. And look, at this point, you might be wondering, what do you actually get with eHarmony when you do upgrade? What does that premium membership allow you? Well, look, the simple answer is over at dudehack.com. I have an article, How Does eHarmony Work? I'm going to list that down below. If you want a full breakdown of those features and what they include, I highly suggest you go over to that article. But unfortunately, the truth is that if you are not paying, you can't get the full experience of the app. But when you do pay, you are completely unrestricted. So that's really just the best way I like to look at it. Going ahead on the free version is just giving you a free trial of what the app is like. Whereas going ahead and becoming a premium member is essentially paying to play. So don't get too caught up in the features, just recognize that paying allows you to be completely unrestricted. Another question that always pops up is why? Why is it so damn expensive? And look, other than the fact that eHarmony is incredibly successful and has been for the last 20 years, has a squeaky clean track record, and is responsible for 4% of the current marriages that exist in the US today. Obviously, by looking at those stats, you can tell that eHarmony is successful. But I think there is a bigger reason than why it costs so much money. In my opinion, its cost is actually tied in with its success. The reason I suggest that is because it is a fairly decent investment, and even things like the amount of time that you have to put in with the quiz and whatnot. Basically what I'm getting at is the barriers of entry, i.e. the cost and the time and the effort, basically deters people that aren't going to be taking it seriously. So as I said at the top of this video, if you are somebody that is serious about finding a committed long-term relationship, you can basically rest assured that there isn't going to be any people that are kicking tires and wasting time and being flaky, that everybody on there is committed to finding somebody like you. So that basically sums up my answer to, is eHarmony worth it? But look, at the end of the day, it is a subjective question. It will always come down to you, your financial position, your goals and whatnot. But for me, you can tell that I clearly do think eHarmony is absolutely worth it for most people. But look, at this point, if you're still with me, what I highly suggest, guys, is just go down and give it a try. Click the link, complete the questionnaire, have a look at your personality breakdown from that questionnaire, which is very interesting, and then have a look around the app. Send some smiles, see who matches with you. If at that point you're liking what you're seeing, it feels like a platform you'd like to try further, then maybe you can consider spending some money. But I don't think getting started right off the bat is the way to do it personally. And keep in mind, you can just always wait for one of those free communication weekends. Also, if you would like any more information on eHarmony, remember I did just complete that massive video that breaks down literally every single tiny little part you could ever possibly imagine when it comes to eHarmony. So go ahead and watch that video and find out what I scored every single tiny little component of eHarmony. And lastly, if you have enjoyed this video today whatsoever, I've answered any of your questions, you have a bit more information about eHarmony, I would really appreciate it if you did go ahead and press the thumbs up like button down below. It makes a huge difference. On top of that, if you are new here, please go ahead and subscribe. But look, I'll be bringing you these videos every single day for the next little while, so keep your eyes peeled. I look forward to the next video. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Be well, stay safe, and I will see you later.